Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is Beat TV Tuesday, where we discuss episodes of some of our favorite TV shows. Today I'm trying a different lighting setup. I usually have my ring light here, my lamp that's on my desk, my lamp that's by my bed, and my overhead light on. But today I just have on my ring light and the lamp by my desk. So let me know if this lighting setup looks kind of wonky or it doesn't look good. Just let me know. So today we are talking about the commonly used trope in children's cartoons where young girls are in love with their teachers. I originally wanted to do an episode of All Grown Up called Separate But Equal, and just by the name of the episode you would know why I would want to talk about that. But as I was rewatching the episode, the plot wasn't really too much to talk about. It was just Phil and Lil, the twins. It was their birthday, and as they're growing up they realized they're growing apart, so they wanted to have separate birthday parties. Phil was going through the troubles of, you know, growing up, getting crushes on girls, and Lil was dealing with, you know, shaving her legs and getting a bra and stuff like that. So as they're growing up, they're growing apart and they wanted separate birthdays. If you guys want me to do that video, just let me know and I can do it next week. But I thought I would do this one today just because I came across 3 separate cartoons that had this exact plot. 2 of the 3 had almost identical plot lines with this middle school in love with your teacher thing. So I wanted to do that today. But before we get into the episode, you know I have to tell you all the boring stuff. So I did my brows off camera just because last time they took a really long time and I just wanted to get right into the story today. So Rugrats All Grown Up is an American TV program created by Arlene Klasky, Gaber Supo, and Paul Germain. It ran on Nickelodeon from 2003 to 2008. It followed the original cast of Rugrats that aired from 1991 to 2004. Tommy, who was either 10 or 11. Their ages aren't really like confirmed except for Angelica's and Susie's, but we can kind of guess the timeline based on their schooling and when they have birthdays, whatever. So Tommy was about 10 or 11, Chucky was about 12, the twins, Phil and Lil, were 11, Kimmy was either 11 or 12, and Susie and Angelica were 13. All Grown Up was, of course, a spin-off of Rugrats that aired from 1991 to 2004, and Rugrats was extremely popular. It had 9 seasons, 172 episodes, 3 feature films, and 2 spin-offs, one of them being All Grown Up. All Grown Up was created after their 10-year anniversary special, where they decided to do a special called All Growed Up, where they showed the teens 10 years into the future. It was like they were going to a concert or something, an Emika concert, which was clearly Gwen Stefani. I'm going to put a picture up of Emika, who is referenced throughout the series. But after this 10-year anniversary special was so popular, the network ordered a first season and it ran from 2003 to 2008. All Grown Up wasn't as popular as Rugrats. It had 5 seasons and only 55 episodes, but I personally am a really big fan. Like, I can recite the lines of the episodes if I really wanted to. Now, the format of the episodes, there's usually a plot A and a plot B. Today I'm only going to be talking about the main plot of the episode, which is the middle school teacher love trope. So the episode starts and Angelica and Susie are in there, I'm assuming 7th or 8th grade social studies class, and their very pregnant teacher is handing back their tests, and the kids are all announcing what grades they got, like, I got a C, I got a B, I got a whatever, I got an A. And Angelica gets her test back and she's just kind of chilling. She's like, whatever, but everyone else seems kind of distressed about what grade they got. And Susie looks over to her paper and she's like, well, aren't you kind of concerned that you just got a D on this test? And Angelica's like, no, I've been milking these teachers for the longest. I can get this grade up, just let me talk to her. So after the bell rings, all the students leave and Angelica goes to approach her teacher about her grade. She asks her teacher about a new grade, a higher grade, and of course the teacher is like, no, this is the grade that you earned, this is the grade you're going to get. And after she tells Angelica no, she starts to go into labor. And Angelica sees this and she's like, oh, perfect. This is my opportunity to get a better grade. So she starts guilt tripping her, just generally annoying her to try and get her to raise this grade. She says things like, well, you don't want to give me a D on the eve of motherhood. Like, why would you want to do that? And the teacher is finally like, well, she's in labor, she's doing the breathing and the screaming and the ah, and she's just like, I'll give you a C if you go away. And Angelica's just like, maybe I should go with you to the hospital. And the teacher's like, fine, I'll give you a B, just leave. And Angelica is so thrilled with the fact that she just took her grade from a D to a B with her mouth. In the next scene, the girls are walking in the hallway. It's Brianna. Angelica, Brianna, Susie, and Harold are walking in the hallway. This is presumably the next day. And they're talking about what they heard about the teacher and her baby. And they're saying, Angelica says something along the lines of, I heard she had a 100-pound baby and we're getting a sub for the rest of the year. In walks a man holding a brown paper bag of lunch, and all the girls are like, whoa, he's so hot, blah, 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 blah. And Harold is like, oh, he's probably just one of the guys from the high school dropping off a lunch for, you know, his little brother. But he walks into the classroom and the girls follow behind him because they have social studies right now. And it is revealed that he is the social studies substitute who took over for the pregnant lady. So, of course, the guy is, I don't think he was cute the way he was drawn, but the girls think he's super cute. And as he starts talking, he's, you know, the cool teacher, and all the girls are like, whoa, he's so cool, everyone likes him. He's just like the super chill, young, like, I think they said he was 27. He's just like fresh out of teacher school, fresh out of college, teacher school. He's fresh out of college, he's 27, and he's just like a cool dude. Everyone likes him. He's a big improvement from the last teacher, I'm assuming based off of the reaction of the class. So after class, the girls are walking in the hallway and they're talking about Mr. Fisk, which is his name that I didn't say. The teacher's name is Mr. Fisk. And the girls are like, oh my God, he's so cute. Like, I want to get with him. And Susie, rational one, is like, he's an adult and you're a child. And Angelica just goes, he'll wait for me. In the next scene, Angelica is, you know, trying to accessorize for her next class with Mr. Fisk, so he is impressed by her. So they're supposed to be presenting their projects on the Constitution, and Susie just finishes up her project and she does a great job. Of course, Susie's gonna study. She is painted as like the goody two-shoes, the good girl, the one with a good head on her shoulders, and I love that they painted her like that. But Angelica goes up and he's like, time to present on the Second Amendment. And she's like, the Second Amendment? He's like, yes, the right to bear arms. And of course, since she was spending all of her time that night, accessorizing and trying to make a good outfit, she did not study. So she gets up there and she starts talking about the right to bear arms. Your arms in a tank top. And how, you know, if you have waddly arms, maybe you shouldn't wear tank tops. And Mr. Fisk, of course, tells her, girl, you got an F. And she tries to do her manipulation tactics that she used on the other teacher. And he just says, you know, that was a good argument. Maybe you should join the debate team. However, it's still an F. You're lazy, you're sloppy, and you need to do the work. Your mouth isn't gonna get you out of this. You need to work for your grades. And then he leaves. And Susie is like, wow, no one's like ever stood up to you before. And Angelica's like, I'm in love. I love this guy. And Susie just kind of looks and is like, oh my God, she's gonna set herself up for failure. Like, she's gonna be really, really hurt at the end of this. And spoiler alert, she's right. So Angelica joins the debate team at the suggestion of Mr. Fisk. And you know, she's actually doing well. She's winning debates against the other teams. And she's in the library studying, and Mr. Fisk comes in and he's like, wow, like, good job, you know, you've been doing a really good job in these debates and I support you. And she takes this as he likes her back. So Angelica tells Susie that she wants to tell Mr. Fisk how she feels. And she approaches Mr. Fisk and she's like, hey, can we talk? And he's like, well, I'm busy after school. And she's like, well, how about before school? And he's like, well, I eat breakfast at the diner across the street. If it's really important, you should come. So he sort of invites her to go to the diner, but it was sort of like a, I'm gonna be there, pull up, you know? What I'm doing next might either look really good or really good. So they meet at the diner and he's like, well, what's on your mind? And she's like, well, don't worry about all that. Let's just get to know each other. Do you have a girlfriend? And he goes, well, no, but hopefully when I get to St. Louis, I'll meet a girl who's tough and strong, you know, like you. And she's like, St. Louis? And he's like, yes, I got a teaching job out there and I gotta take this opportunity because I can't be a substitute teacher forever. And Angelica is crushed. She goes home and it doesn't say that she skipped school, but I think she skipped school. I mean, she goes home and the next scene, she is in bed sobbing. I'm gonna insert the clip because it was crazy.
Angelica, I heard about Mr. Fisk leaving. I can't believe he'd do this to me. After all we've been through. We had breakfast and everything. You took the menu?
And she's like, you know, I did the debate team for him to impress him and he's leaving and it's not fair. And Susie's like, did you really think that he would go for you? And she's like, no. And that's the worst part, liking someone so much and knowing they'll never feel the same about you. And she is just in her room sobbing. And Susie's like, I'll be here for you if you need me, girl. And she is crying her eyes out. And it's implied that it's for hours, but the animators did not change the clock on during this scene. So it looks like she's just crying for within the same minute. So the school debate arrives against their rival school that they've been talking about the whole episode. Every team in the school keeps losing to this rival school, Kirkwood Heights. The swim team loses, the tennis team loses. Like every time they go up against this school, they are never successful. So the whole school is rooting for Angelica. She's like, you got this. Like, we are supporting you. Hopefully you finally defeat our longtime rivals. So the debate arrives and Angelica is like, I can't do it now that Mr. Fisk is gone. Like, he was the one that supported me in doing this, and now that he's not here, I don't feel like I can do it. And the door opens and Mr. Fisk comes in and she's like, are you staying for the debate? And he goes, no, I just wanted to say goodbye and good luck because I know, you know, you're sad that I'm leaving, but I know you can do this, and I'm sorry that I can't stay. And she just goes, well, don't even bother because I'm not doing it. And he's like, if you're just doing this to impress me, I don't want you to do it. I want you to do it because you believe in yourself. And she does believe in herself, and then she goes and then she wins the debate and blah, 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 blah. In the final scene of the episode, Angelica is proud that she won the debate, and she's claiming, like, I don't even know what I was thinking, living off of a teacher's salary. I can't be with a guy like that. And Susie's like, yeah, sure, okay, like, you're a little heartbroken, whatever. And she looks back into the social studies classroom and she looks longingly at Mr. Fisk's old desk. So this teacher-student crush plot isn't very unique at all. As told by Ginger, also had an episode where Ginger had a crush on her quiz team teacher, Mr. Gardner, and this one was different because instead of having the voice of Susie in her ear telling her this is a bad idea, it's not going to work out, her friends Dodie and Macy, mostly Dodie, who is been a terrible friend from jump, but that's not this episode. We're definitely gonna get into that later. Dodie, who is a terrible friend, convinces her that Mr. Gardner likes her back, and during her quiz team debate that is televised, she asks him out on camera. Braceface also has an episode like this where there is an English substitute teacher, Mr. Riley, and Maria starts to form a crush on him. But this episode is different because this is the only episode out of the 3 teacher-student crush plots that actually expresses that teacher-student relationships are inappropriate, and that if anything were to progress further than a professional teacher-student relationship, that an adult or the authorities should get involved. The other 2 episodes, the friends were either encouraging the crush, or it was, you're going to end up getting hurt because this man isn't going to like you back. In the Braceface episode, you know, Maria starts to have a crush on her English teacher, and Sharon is uncomfortable with it, but you know, she lets Maria have her crush until Mr. Riley asks Maria to go to dinner with him, or to go to lunch with him. When she, you know, when Sharon talks to her brother Adam about it, Adam says, Sharon, like, is this, I'm gonna insert the clip if I can find it, but he basically says, Sharon, there's something going on. That's not an appropriate relationship to have.
What if a teacher asked a student to meet him at Chez Renee's for lunch today?
Okay, that's totally creepy. A teacher taking a student out to the nicest restaurant in town? Sharon, are you the student in this scenario?
No, not me.
Because if you were, it's my duty as your brother to tell you that that's completely crossing the line. This guy should be locked up if he's hitting on you.
It's very clear that teacher-student relationships are inappropriate and that they should not happen. And even though teenage girls' minds are underdeveloped and it's common to have a crush on your teacher, if the teacher were to reciprocate that, it is wrong.
You win.
But my question for the writers of these episodes is why? What is the point of making these teacher-student love tropes or the crush on your teacher episode? Like, I know it's very, very common for young girls and boys and they-thems to have crushes on your teacher, but what is the point of writing these episodes? You know, Braceface was the only one with the message. Braceface said teacher-student relationships are inappropriate. But the other 2, what was the point of Angelica's story? Was it believe in yourself and you can do what you want? If that was the case, why did they need the teacher-student love aspect? Was the moral of Ginger's episode that sometimes you embarrass yourself on TV? Or don't listen to your stupid friends who tell you that your grown adult teacher has a crush on you? Like, what is the purpose of writing these episodes? Because I feel like there's a much easier way to get across the message. Maybe you're misinterpreting signals. Is that the message? Because I feel like there's a different way to get that across than these inappropriate teacher-student love tropes or young children having crushes on their teachers without addressing the fact that if that is reciprocated to you, that is inappropriate and you need to tell someone. There's a better way to teach the lesson that sometimes you embarrass yourself and that's okay. If that was the lesson of the As Told by Ginger episode, I don't know. And is the teacher-student love dynamic ever going to stop as a plot for TV shows? No. Aria married, I didn't finish Pretty Little Liars, but I think she married Ezra in the end, and a new show just came out on Hulu of Kate Mara as a teacher that has an inappropriate relationship with her student. Is it ever gonna end? I don't think so, but I feel like if these episodes are continuing to be made, there should be at least some mention of this is inappropriate if reciprocated towards a young child. Angelica was 13. the demographic of these shows were primarily young kids. So between, like, you know, the people who were, if these kids were 10, 12 years old in the show, that was the general age of the people watching it. And I feel like the lesson of teacher-student relationship should have at least been mentioned. I'm not saying it should have been the whole plot, but it should have at least been mentioned that, hey, if these teachers are reciprocating the feelings that you have towards them, it is inappropriate. Because it's natural to have a crush on your teacher. I mean, they're children, they don't understand the implications of, you know, these teacher-student relationships and why it's wrong to try to pursue an adult or for an adult to pursue a child. But if your audience is that young, just sprinkle it in there, you know? And with this series, my intention isn't to like crap on I'm trying to curse less. My intention isn't to crap on all of these shows, but if we're gonna have a discussion, girl, let's discuss. My mom was like screaming upstairs. These are children. The children watching this is probably the first time they're introduced to things like this through television. I know a lot of parents like the Stranger Danger, don't talk to creepy, I know it's usually men that they say don't talk to, but don't talk to adults that make you feel uncomfortable. But what if that person is a teacher? What if you have the feelings for them first? I feel like it should be at least thrown in there that, you know, even people that you trust can be predators, which, whoa, just saying that makes it sound much heavier than it is. I mean, it was just about a girl on the debate team who had a crush on her teacher. But it needs to be discussed. Like, if we're gonna have these one-sided inappropriate relationships depicted on TV for young kids, at least let the kids know, you may have a crush on your teacher. Everyone at some point has a crush on one of their teachers. This look, first of all, I had so much doubt in this look, but it looks so good. But it's natural to have a crush on your teacher. It's not natural for them to have a crush on you back. So just throw that in there. I would love to know what you guys think on this. Maybe I personally, as I'm speaking, I feel like, girl, you're dragging it. Like, it was just about a girl. This looks so good. It looks so good. But if I'm dragging it, let me know in the comments if I'm dragging it, because I feel like I'm making rational points, but I'm taking it a little deep. So I think that, ooh, do I like this? I don't know if I like this lip. In person it looks fine, but on camera it looks like the lip ruined it. But let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm dragging it, I'm taking it way too serious? Or do you think that I'm right and that if we're gonna do this teacher-student relationship or teacher-student crush plot line, that we should do it correctly, and also slip in the message that if this is reciprocated, tell someone, because it's a very serious thing to have teachers preying on students no matter what their age is. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully you guys liked the topic. If you do want me to do the episode Separate but Equal from All Grown Up, just let me know in the comments below. But I had a really good time researching this one. Instead of just doing one video like I did last week, I did 3 episodes technically. We discussed 3 episodes, but I really went into depth about the one. If you want me to do Separate but Equal, I will do it. Thank you so much to my sister for that idea. Also, I have decided for December, Beat TV will be expanding into Beat Face Films on Fridays. We are going to be talking about one Christmas movie every Friday for the entire month of December. I originally wanted to do just TV shows, but I just had the idea the other day at work that I could do movies too, and that was super intriguing to me. So for December, I'm going to test that out. What else? Thank you guys so much for the support of these videos. Let me sit up straight. Ugh. Thank you guys so much for the support on my channel. I always get text messages from my friends like, oh my god, your video is so great. And I just really appreciate it. You know, this is hard. Like I said in my text box video, YouTube is a full-time job, and it's hard to continue to work a job that you're not getting paid for, but it's just so satisfying to do that I really don't mind, but it is kind of hard. I want to say a big thank you to my cousin Kiana for believing in me and giving me video suggestions. My last video, my super simple glam, that was all based on the fact that she is starting modeling and she needed help with her makeup. So she's really pushing me to put out more content, and honestly that's the push that I really need, just because I've tried this time and time again I've been inconsistent. So thank you so much, Kiana. Thank you, Deani, for giving me video ideas. Thank you to my girl Dominique for always, you know, being in my corner, backing me up. To Chloe for helping me come up with the series in general. I really feel like this series is what's gonna take my channel to the next level. You know, just sitting doing my makeup gets boring. Doing this, just sitting down and talking to a camera about makeup is boring. My battery's about to die, but thank you guys so much again. I love you all very, very much. Have a happy Tuesday, and I'll see you guys on Saturday.